You've heard it said, health is wealth, so enrich your life with the Healthy Home Hour, brought to you by the Healthy Home Market. Every Sunday, 9 to 10 a.m. Know what's new and classic for health and wellness. Meet the local and national experts. Live God's plan to thrive, not just survive. I'm your host, Holly Adams, and welcome to the Healthy Home Hour.
Morning, folks. Thanks for being here this December Healthy Home Hour. It's here, the holidays. In fact, tonight is Hanukkah. So happy Hanukkah to those that celebrate. And I suppose part of any celebration is a festive drink, but it doesn't have to be alcoholic, right? There's actually options. There's new healthy options. And for today's Healthy Home Hour, we're talking with Townes Mosier, a homegrown Charlottean with a big skill set in brewing ales, beer, and my favorite fizzy drink, kombucha. It's Lenny Boy Kombucha, the cleaner kombucha. It's organic, it's loaded with probiotics, vitamin Bs, and boosts your immune system. It also stimulates metabolism. We all love that. And it tastes great. And so Townes Mosier, founder, brewmaster, and entrepreneur, shares right here today the value of true organic kombucha from the Lenny Boy Brewing Company. How did Townes get it rolling into a successful product that's now in demand? We're going to find out. And literally, Lenny Boy is all over the South now in like 50 plus cities. So Townes, I really appreciate you being here this morning. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Wow. You've had a wild ride of success since you were on the show 3 years ago. Kombucha is hot.
Yeah. It's been great. I wanted to open up the company. Like we said in the last segment a couple years ago, I wanted to open it in 2010, but I didn't think the market was ready, especially within Charlotte. But now, we got our feet really going in 2012, and now we're kind of hitting our stride, which is really nice. We're in the Whole Foods within the Southeast, Earth Fare chain, Harris Teeter's within the Charlotte market, and your independent co-ops and retailers around the Southeast. So
you mean like your very favorite, the Healthy Home Market?
Yes, the Healthy Home Market. That's one of our first clients ever. I think you guys were second or third ever. And it was, it's been a love affair ever since, if you will. We've got, you guys have us on tap. You can go in and get growler fill-ups on there. You get 64-ounce growler. I think it's $11.99 for growler fill-ups.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a great price.
Really good deal. It's a half gallon, and so it's a little bit more of a price break, but still your bottles are priced really good at the store as well. You've got all 7 SKUs, Lost Rose, Mint Condition, Elite Beet, Ginger, Strawberry, Sweet Potato Pie, and Wake Up Call. I think I got them all in there.
Yeah, you do.
I think I said 7 just now, but you have them all, and you guys are super gracious, and you guys move a lot of product for us, so thank you.
Well, it's our pleasure. We love the product, and I guess we're going to get into the details of all of that and the flavors and why you picked them and what it's all about. You have an incredible background in herbology, I know about, and but first, for those that don't know, what is kombucha?
Yeah, so kombucha, it's a fermented beverage. It's traditionally non-alcoholic. It's high in B vitamins, probiotics, amino acids, and like you said, it's good for your immune system, digestive system. It's a metabolism booster, and it's just really good for your overall health. It's got a lot of beneficial bacteria in it. Those beneficial bacteria are non-pasteurized, so they're still living raw organisms. They go in to your system and push out bad bacteria that make you sick and replace them with beneficial bacteria that help fortify your immune system. So it's one of those living beverages. We don't pasteurize our product. We use raw fruits in it, even vegetables. If we've got a ginger flavor, and it's fresh pressed ginger right into the fermentation. It's not pasteurized, so you still get a lot of the enzymes from the actual juice. And we just got a new amazing juicer in that we can juice about 30 pounds of ginger in 10 minutes. So it's definitely a leg up from where we were before. We're really excited about it. Juicing used to be a pain, and nobody wanted to do it, and now everybody jumps at this new machine to use it. So really excited about that. But going back to the ingredients a little bit, we try and support local as much as we can. Our strawberry flavor is North Carolina strawberries. Even right now, so when strawberry season's in North Carolina, March, mid-March is when they're usually in, and they're only in for about 3 or 4 weeks, North Carolina ones, and then they kind of start to slack off once the heat comes on. And we've every year we've just amped up our North Carolina strawberry intake. So we brought in, I think, about 2,000 pounds of strawberries this year, to have North Carolina strawberries until the next season. So we'll get them all in, process them, flash freeze them, and then keep them so we have a local product, or a local North Carolina strawberries within that. A lot of different, pretty much every one of our flavors has a North Carolina ingredient in it.
Yeah, I know you're very big on local products and herbs and things that make it into this incredible drink. So you've got the herbs and you've got the strawberries and other fruits and vegetables, but what is it made of, kombucha? It's very exotic. How is it done?
How is it made? So pretty much the basic way to make it is you make a sweet herbal tea, and you let that cool down so you make your tea at 160 degrees, 170 degrees, and then you let that cool down. You add your sugar in as it's cooling down, and then you add in the kombucha culture, which is yeast and bacteria, which there's an acronym called SCOBY. You might have heard of it before, symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. So those yeast and bacteria work together to ferment your sugars. So going back to how you make it, you make a hot herbal tea, and then you let it cool down, add your sugar in while it's cooling down, and then you pitch in or add the kombucha culture to it. The kombucha culture then goes in and eats the sugars. It feeds on the sugars and creates B vitamins, probiotics, and amino acids. So there's not one strand. There's multiple different yeasts, multiple different bacteria within our kombucha. And right now we are getting our kombucha analyzed in Chicago at one of the big national laboratories, and really know exactly specific strands of all the stuff in our all the different yeast and bacteria that are within it. We've looked at them under a microscope, and we know what strands they are, but we don't know specific. We want a little bit more detail than and we want to have the credibility of the lab to second check, and also then from there we'll put that on the bottles, so it'll be even more transparent of a brand than we are now. So our brand, we just try and be very straightforward and very clean cut. A lot of our kombuchas don't have a lot of ingredients. We think less is more. So the max ingredients you're going to get in one of these bottles is 6 ingredients, and we're talking basic ingredients: the kombucha culture, organic cane sugar. In our strawberry blend, it's strawberries, hibiscus, and lemongrass, and a little bit of nettle leaf for mineral fortification. So it's going back to what you were saying about the herbology. So we have the fruits and vegetables, yes, but then we also have some herbal blends that don't have fruits. And we have Lost Rose, which is a very cooling blend. It's got rose petals, lemongrass, and nettle leaf.
I love that. That is so good.
And that's kind of one of our introductory ones. A lot of people haven't tasted. Rose is our most exotic flavor, if you will, that people are like, whoa, what's that really taste like? So it's really good in the summer.
It is, and it's very, it's calming in a way because it cools your body down. Like if you're frustrated or upset or something, it seems to just take it all down.
Definitely.
So why you're talking about all these beneficial bacteria that, it's always that struggle between the good bacteria and the bad bacteria in the gut. So you're adding that in by drinking kombucha. Is that why it's so good for you? I mean, is that why you feel, why do I feel so good after I drink kombucha?
So it's a functional beverage. So it gives you a little bit more than your basic nutrition. So you're going to go in and you're going to have your beneficial bacteria and yeast that are going to help your gut and your overall balance of good and bad bacteria. But then you have the herbal side of it, Like the Lost Rose is a cooling blend. The ginger is a warming blend. And then, it's one of those things where you also have green tea in it. So you're going to get a little kick of caffeine. But with ours, we wanted to really play down the caffeine. We have Wake Up Call, which is a yerba mate green tea and blueberry blend, which is our energy blend.
Yeah, we got to talk about that.
We wanted to have some that you could drink before you went to bed if you wanted to, and you don't get
a buzz of any sort, or
get jacked up on caffeine.
There you go.
So
right.
Like I'll sometimes have a cup of coffee in the morning, and I'll be pretty jacked up, if you will. But with our kombucha, I guess what I'm saying is caffeine is pretty intense for me. So with our blends, I can drink one of these before I go to bed, and there's no problem. But again, it's just a functional beverage, and it does, it's a trifecta. It's got the herbal qualities, the raw beverage with beneficial bacteria, and just it's got some acetic acid in it, so that helps. That helps once it's metabolized into the system, alkaline the blood, so helps balance the pH of the blood. So that helps fight off diseases as well.
Oh, that's huge. Great for inflammation,
Mm-hmm.
wonderful for joint pain, skin issues. I mean, inflammation is, they say how it's at the heart or the root of so many chronic diseases that are rampant in our culture.
So cancer, lives in acidic bodies for the most part. So if you help balance your pH, then, a lot of your typical ailments could subside, which is nice.
Yeah, and I like that you refer to it as a functional food,
Mm-hmm.
and that it's the trifecta, because that really is a big thing now to try to get people into superfoods and functional foods, so you're not having empty calories, because digestion requires a lot of effort for your body. So if you're just eating junk food, you're doing all that effort, your body's working hard, and you're getting nothing out of it. So kombucha,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to a soda, is a much better idea.
Yeah, and going off of that a little bit, you've got the sugary beverages, and even some kombuchas are sugary, but ours, we wanted to have, again, a really crisp, clean, low sugar content, low calorie beverage. And in all of our herbal blends have 4 grams of sugar in them per 12-ounce bottle, and that's just residual sugar from the fermentation. You're not going to get absolutely no sugars in it. Even
right.
Like apple cider vinegar has a little bit of sugar in it and whatnot. So, very low sugar content. One of the lowest on the market, as well as it's low in caloric content. So, calories in a bottle is 15 calories in a 12-ounce bottle. So, that's not really going to hurt your belt line at all. And it's also a metabolism booster, so you hopefully net out at 0 by just having a drink.
There you go.
So.
Very cool and so delicious. I've tried all the flavors. We'll be right back, folks. We're going to take a short break. We're talking with Towns Mosier of Lenny Boy Kombucha, or Lenny Boy Brewing Company, right here in Charlotte in the South End area. So stick with us. Keep it locked right here on Streets 103.3.
It's ho, ho, ho for the last of 2015, and nothing makes the holidays a success like an all-natural turkey with sides made from organic ingredients. Those other standard conventional foods just can't compare in flavor, nutrients, and complements. This is the year to get to the Healthy Home Market for real turkeys, plain or smoked. Have it your way, but order them now. And how about organic sweet potatoes with organic marshmallows? Ooh, it's so good. Try organic beans, carrots, and collards, and the right stuff for stuffing. With the Healthy Home Market, you can dig in to the taste of real food. Give Grandma a rest with City Girl pastries for a home-cooked apple or pumpkin pie. Get everything you need for a healthy holiday spread at the Healthy Home Market in Plaza Midwood, the Galleria Mall, or the Davidson store off I-77 at exit 30. Check it out at healthyhomemkt.com. That's healthyhomemkt.com for a happy holiday for you and your family from our foodie family at the Healthy Home Market. Get healthy at the Healthy Home Market, your locally owned natural and specialty foods grocery store. Try new Fresh Daily Hot Bar with meats, fish, and veggies. Cool off with fresh juices, smoothies, and banana whips. Stay healthy with the Healthy Home Market.
We're back. Glad you're here. This Healthy Home Hour. I'm your host, Holly Adams. We're here with Towns Mosier of Lenny Boy Kombucha, a kombucha that is Well, it's on my desk a lot at work because you can get it on tap. You can get it by the glass, which is, like a 16-ounce glass. It's just $2.99. The bottles are a little bit more. They're $3.39 for 12 ounces. And then you can get into the whole growler thing, which is, a big bottle, 44 ounce for $7.49 and a 64 ounce for $11.69. So really a healthy drink and not a lot of cash outlay. And I wanted you also to know, folks, what's going on at the Healthy Home Market in terms of classes this month. On the 24th, of course, we're closed a little bit early. That's Christmas Eve, closed at 6 o'clock. And but on the 15th, there is a permaculture class. It's a series of classes. It's about the fifth one. These folks have it going on when you're talking about gardening, how to create water flows and swales and what to do with the golden guilds of plants, how plants help each other. And it's 6:30 to 8, December 15th, and definitely worth the effort to get there in the Community Wellness Center behind the Plaza Midwood store towards the back of the parking lot. And also on the 17th, there's a healthy body, healthy weight class, also free, 6 to 8. And lots going on. Check it out at healthyhomemkt.com for discounts, sales, recipes, and some of these incredible classes where you can actually meet the practitioners, the doctors, the healers themselves, and have a chance to talk with them directly. And even about your own personal issues, your own health issues. They'd be happy to talk to you about it before or afterward. So come on out to the Community Wellness Center. So towns, I mean, you mentioned so many different things about kombucha. There's probiotics, there's vitamin B's, it's stimulating the metabolism, which everybody's into, and one of the things I love about it, it's so fizzy. It's like this great alternative to soda or Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and in fact, lots of folks are getting off of soda because people know that it's really not good for you on so many levels. The sugar and all that soda is very demineralizing for the body. And just recently I read, in fact, that 12 cities around the U.S. are actually putting a tax on sodas.
Wow, I haven't heard about that. That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing?
Hopefully kombucha isn't in that.
Well, no. Well, that's just it, because you're talking about it's 4 grams of sugar. It's organic cane sugar that's not high fructose corn syrup, which is in so many sodas. So what you're doing is it's like kombucha to the rescue,
Yeah, definitely. That's the trend in the market overall on a monetary basis. It's right now it's like I think this year they're going to be around $500 million market for kombucha in the country. And 3 or 4 years ago, it was about 100 million. So it's compounded on itself pretty nicely, and they project over the next couple of years that it's gonna go over $1 billion pretty soon. So it's I don't think kombucha this time is gonna go away. For a while it was kind of one of those things that people had it at their house, and then I think in '93 is one of the first kombucha companies opened up, and really from there, you really started seeing a lot of kombucha companies pop up in the past, pretty much like us, 2, 3, 4 years. You really, there's 2 in North Carolina, but then Virginia's got a couple, and I don't think South Carolina has one yet, but there's one in Tennessee. So they're starting to pop up around, which is nice, and it's kind of like the craft beer world a little bit too, where it's craft kombucha. It's not a mass produced. There is companies out there that do mass produce the kombucha, but there is a craft aspect coming online now, which is really cool because everybody has different flavor profiles. Everybody has different brewing methods. There's really not a kombucha school, if you will, like there is brewing schools for beer. So it's a lot of self-taught experimentation I've found through, the different breweries have different ways of brewing. So it's pretty awesome to get a kombucha community really going in the country, really. So
it is. It's very healing and very like grassroots and very artisanal, really artistic food. I'm wondering, where does the fizz come from? Why is it nice and fizzy like a
Yeah, so fermentation, one of the byproducts is CO2. So you're going to get a little bit of natural carbonation. It is an open top fermentation, so you're only going to get that CO2 held in there once we transfer it to our bright tank, which is our finishing tank. It's an enclosed tank that we bottle from, so we can pressurize the tank to 15 psi, and then that allows our bottling line to function. So it's always pushing 15 pounds of
pressure?
pressure into the system to then we have a four-head bottling line. So we have a labeling line, then we sanitize 16 bottles at a time, then load those onto the bottling line, and then it fills four at a time, and then indexes them, caps them, and it's just a little assembly line pretty much. So, but to get back to your question, so in ours it's about 50-50. It's about 50% natural carbonation, and then another 50% from the pressurization of the tank to bottle. So you're gonna just on I guess a science level, the lower a temperature down to 32 degrees, the more CO2 can be absorbed into the liquid. So once we chill it down to bottle it, there is some more infusion of CO2, but it's not a lot. And overall, our kombucha is a lot less fizzy than some of the other ones. We wanted to have, just again a crisp, clean beverage that doesn't, fill you up and make you feel like, you just,
Right,
inhaled a balloon or something.
right, exactly.
Yeah,
It's the bubbles in your kombucha. They're very fine. It also it kind of reminds me of champagne. It has that quality to it, a smaller bubble and a little more delicate.
Yep, and that's what we were going for, especially within the southeast. Some of the kombucha companies have kind of like on the bottom of the bottle you'll see kind of floating, and some people say that's bacteria, but a lot of times that's just pulp from the flavorings. And kind of for the South it's a newer beverage, so we didn't want to have those dregs in the bottom,
Right.
so we just drop those out before we bottle, and so we just have a really clean beverage that doesn't have extra pulp in it or anything like that. Because we found that people were like, "What is that in the bottom of that drink? I'm not drinking that," and so on and so forth. So, again, we just wanted a really approachable beverage.
Yeah, it's just so cool how you get the experience of the refreshingness of the refreshing taste and sensation of something that has bubbly in it, and yet it's without, it's not Pepsi or Mountain Dew. You're skipping all that bad stuff.
I mean, it's pretty much a raw fermented beverage that's more beneficial than say a soda water. It's about that carbonation, but it does obviously a heck of a lot more than soda water.
So there's actually nutrient uptake and there's detoxification going on too, because you say it's alkaline.
Yeah, it's acidic outside the body, but once metabolized, like lemon juice, it converts over out to alkalinity. But yeah, that's one of the next steps is we're working with this lab, and we want to really use kombucha as a delivery mechanism for some different things we've got up our sleeves. So we're gonna try and take it the science to the next level with this. So I brought a partner on at Lenny Boy in the past about 8 months, and we are going to start working with a research institute that's separate from the one in Chicago. It's in North Carolina, and we're gonna put it under scientific rigor and really figure out some next level things that people aren't doing with kombucha right now. So I can't get into details right now.
Oh no, you're not going to tell us? Oh, come on.
So we might be doing some proprietary things in the lab. So maybe that'll be another segment.
Definitely, we'll have to talk about that when it's out or just about out.
Sure.
And I guess you could almost say then that kombucha is medicinal.
Yes. It's definitely medicinal in the fact of, especially with Lenny Boy, we're putting medicinal herbs within the beverage. So, your nettle leaf and your lemongrass and green tea, and those are some of our bottle flavors, but we also do a lot of kegged seasonal varieties that Like we've got a turmeric one that we do that's just in kegs. So yeah, it's really the kombucha, like plain kombucha, is going to be a nice delivery mechanism for your herbs or
I see.
your ginger or your fruits or whatnot. So that acts as a delivery mechanism
So
for those
that's
nutrients.
that's kind of like your foundation, and then you can, or your palate, or your,
Yeah,
your
foundation, and then we build off of that. So we
yeah,
can go
wonderful.
herbal with, lost rose or, mint condition or something like that, or we could go fruit, heating, cooling, calming, energy. It's really a blank slate for where you want to take it.
That
So
almost has like a Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic kind of sound to it,
definitely, yep, for sure. And that's what, the heating and the cooling, is within Ayurvedic medicine, and definitely apply that to our flavors. And in our product line, in bottles at least, there's 4 cooling and 3 warming. So we try and keep a balance going.
There you go. Got to always keep that balance.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So stay with us, folks. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Healthy Home Hour on Streets 1033, Charlotte's new hip-hop station.
It's ho, ho, ho for the last of 2015, and nothing makes the holidays a success like an all-natural turkey with sides made from organic ingredients. Those other standard conventional foods just can't compare in flavor, nutrients, and complements. This is the year to get to the Healthy Home Market for real turkeys, plain or smoked. Have it your way, but order them now. And how about organic sweet potatoes with organic marshmallows? Ooh, it's so good. Try organic beans, carrots, and collards, and the right stuff for stuffing. With the Healthy Home Market, you can dig in to the taste of real food. Give Grandma a rest with City Girl pastries for a home-cooked apple or pumpkin pie. Get everything you need for a healthy holiday spread at the Healthy Home Market in Plaza Midwood, the Galleria Mall, or the Davidson store off I-77 at exit 30. Check it out at healthyhomemkt.com. That's healthyhomemkt.com for a happy holiday for you and your family from our foodie family at the Healthy Home Market. Get healthy at the Healthy Home Market, your locally owned natural and specialty foods grocery store. Try new Fresh Daily Hot Bar with meats, fish, and veggies. Cool off with fresh juices, smoothies, and banana whips. Stay healthy with the Healthy Home Market.
We're back at you right here on the Healthy Home Hour, sponsored by the Healthy Home Market. We're here with Towns Mosier of Lenny Boy Kombucha and the Lenny Boy Brewing Company. Really, and we're talking like the champagne of life, let me tell you. These wonderful little delicate bubbles, and it's so health-giving with all the probiotics and prebiotics. And I mean, there are some bacteria in this drink that are so good for you. All of them mostly unpronounceable, and so we won't bore you with all of that, but they are actually so great for your body, and whatever is good for your gut in particular, of course, is terrific for your brain. So I wonder, after I drink a kombucha, I find that I'm a little clearer in the head. I'm a little clearer thinking.
Yeah, and sometimes B vitamins have that effect on people. It kind of mellows you out for a bit. So maybe you're getting boosted up by the B vitamins.
Maybe that's it. You mentioned earlier how in 1993 kombucha kind of came on the scene here in the U.S. And I would love to just back up a little bit, get a little history on it. It sounds kombucha. It sounds like a seaweed almost, like something you would hear from Japan. And I know it's big in Asia and it's big in Russia. It's been around for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a couple thousand years, 2,000-3,000 years, and it's kind of one of those things. It's kind of like a sourdough starter, if you will.
Okay.
So it's started in Asia, over 2,000 years ago, and went through the trade routes through Mongolia into Russia and then into Europe and whatnot. And so it's really one of those things where it's just like a cowboy with a sourdough starter. They had a kombucha starter. They were traveling around with and giving it out to different people, I guess, and everybody started brewing kombucha. But in Russia they call it tea kvass. So different parts of the world have different names for kombucha. But America chose the chose kind of the Asian version of what to call it, and kind of stuck, and more and more people are hearing about it now.
It's so amazing how fermented food is really having a comeback.
Hmm.
It's like Back to the Future with food, and yogurt is much. I mean, everybody's eating yogurt now, not just the Dannon style, but really fine handmade yogurt.
Yeah, and I guess, not to interrupt you or anything, but what separates kombucha from your yogurts is, yeah, okay, yeah, in yogurts you have your probiotics and beneficials and all that, but
Right.
it's milk based, so it's really hard for your body to process that. So you're taking that in, and your body's expending energy to break that down to hopefully uptake some of those beneficials. But with kombucha, it's water based, so it's readily available right to your system. It doesn't take your body any energy to break it down. It's just it's a readily available water-based delivery mechanism, which is awesome.
That is awesome because we need more of that kind of stuff, less mucus forming, and
Exactly.
yeah.
Yep.
Um, your flavors of kombucha, or you call it booch.
Yeah, I
don't
call
you?
it booch. BOOCH.
Yeah.
Booch.
So I mean, they're delicious. They're different from a lot of the other kombuchas that are available. You mentioned some of them earlier, and I want to focus in on the wake up call
Okay. Yeah.
one, because there's got that yerba mate tea, which we carry at the Healthy Home Market, and people love it as a alternative to coffee because it definitely gets you kind of perked up in the morning. Go into details about the wake up call.
All right. So the wake up call was that number out of seven? I think it was number six that we released. So it was one of our later versions. And it was one of those things. Initially, most of our flavors start out in kegs, and then if people really enjoy it, then we come up with a graphic for the label and put it into bottles. So a couple of our flavors have really sprung up, and we decided to put them in bottles based off demand on kegs. So the wake up call was one of those, and it's got blueberries, North Carolina blueberries from Cottle Organics.
Oh, good for the brain.
Yes, and
Mhm.
then we've got extra amount of green tea. So this has got a lot of green tea in it, and it also has some yerba mate. The yerba mate is grown in South America, but we do source it from a North Carolina company, so it's still local B2B business. And it's good mate. It's out of Asheville, called Mate Factor, and
Yes, they're
yeah,
great.
yeah, they're really good, and they've got a good product, and we like partnering with them for it.
What do you mean when you say a B2B company?
Business to business.
Yes.
Yeah, so just instead of, yeah, it's just Lenny Boy and Mate Factor, so B2B business. Yeah, instead
Gotcha.
of B2C, which would be business to the end consumer customer. So
Gotcha. Or even from the other end of it, from the top end of it, not a big distributor.
right, yeah, they just sell mate. I don't know what else they sell, but they're pretty specific for mate, and yeah, and going off of that, we do have some other distributors, some small, some big, for our ingredients. Again, we use Eastern Carolina Organics, Eco. They're based out of Durham.
Mm-hmm. Right?
Use them a lot and love them. There's New Appalachia out of the mountains that we use a little bit. But a bulk of our stuff comes from Eco. This year we bought, I don't know, maybe like 600 pounds of sweet potatoes so far. Like I said, literally a ton of strawberries. We did 2,300 pounds of blueberries this year.
Wow.
Ginger, so much ginger.
Yeah, with this new machine you've got to
Yeah.
extract it all.
Yeah, so we love that thing. It's
Oh, people love the ginger. That your good old ginger.
good old ginger is our number one seller.
Yep, I'm
Yeah.
not surprised. There's
Yeah.
a little molasses in it, is there?
We took the molasses out of it.
Okay.
We took the molasses out. It wasn't crisp enough for us. And the molasses was, I don't know. It just we wanted to clean up. So when we revamped our labels, about 7 or 8 months ago, we added hibiscus to the strawberry. to add a little bit of a pink color to it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people drink with their eyes, and the extra hue just added to the experience, we
Yeah, it's
thought.
lovely. It
So,
is.
so yeah, we did a revamp of the bottles not too long ago, and we'll probably do another revamp and switch our actual bottle here in the next year or so to a little bit more user-friendly, resealable cap.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Because you don't always drink the whole thing.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, it's
Exactly.
you,
So.
you get satiated, you have enough, you feel better, and would be good to be able to save it.
Yeah. Exactly. So we're gonna switch to that hopefully in the next year or so.
Very
So
cool.
we've got some big expansion plans in place. So we're excited about it.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that when we come back. We're going to take another short break, folks. Stay with us. We're talking kombucha, the champagne of life, healing your body just by having a great drink with some fizz in it. So you got to give it a try at the Healthy Home Market. It's on tap, or you can get it in the bottle, just $3.39, and there's growlers too. So come on over to the Healthy Home Market and get on the patio with a growler. And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. This is Streets 103.3.
It's ho, ho, ho for the last of 2015, and nothing makes the holidays a success like an all-natural turkey with sides made from organic ingredients. Those other standard conventional foods just can't compare in flavor, nutrients, and complements. This is the year to get to the Healthy Home Market for real turkeys, plain or smoked. Have it your way, but order them now. And how about organic sweet potatoes with organic marshmallows? Ooh, it's so good. Try organic beans, carrots, and collards, and the right stuff for stuffing. With the Healthy Home Market, you can dig into the taste of real food. Give Grandma a rest with City Girl pastries for a home-cooked apple or pumpkin pie. Get everything you need for a healthy holiday spread at the Healthy Home Market in Plaza Midwood, the Galleria Mall, or the Davidson store off I-77 at exit 30. Check it out at healthyhomemkt.com. That's healthyhomemkt.com for a happy holiday for you and your family from our foodie family at the Healthy Home Market. Get healthy at the Healthy Home Market, your locally owned natural and specialty foods grocery store. Try new Fresh Daily Hot Bar with meats, fish, and veggies. Cool off with fresh juices, smoothies, and banana whips. Stay healthy with the Healthy Home Market.
We're here again with you this morning, this Healthy Home Hour, Sunday morning. Hope it's a good one for you. We're here to help you make it fun, and not only healthy but fun with kombucha, Lenny Boy Kombucha. You know, Towns, who is the founder, if you're just tuning in, Towns is the founder and brewmaster and the entrepreneur who created Lenny Boy Kombucha and now Lenny Boy Brewing Company. And you're about to open a new facility that's about 6 times the size of your present one.
Yeah,
so things are going well.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a jump, but we got a really good deal on the real estate aspect of it on a lease basis, and it felt right. It was a little big, but it was at the right price for us. So it was we're really excited about it. It's right now we're in historic South End off of Hawkins Street. We've got a little tap room there. You're more than welcome to stop by and really experience. You can see right into the back where everything's made. Again, we're going back to transparency here. You can see right into the back, see everything that's fermenting, and try some of the stuff on draft. And then again, you can take your growler over to Healthy Home Market and fill up your growler over there anytime. And our space right now, we're in 5,000 square feet. Just kind of on a basis. We got our space in South End in 2012, and then 2014 we got the next warehouse over. So we were at 2,450 square feet. Now we're at 4,900. So then we expanded a year and a half ago into that second warehouse. And when we did that, we added in beer. And some people are like, oh, why are you doing that? Like it's going to muddle your brand. But we really think, that beer and kombucha have a commonality, and they're both fermented. And we really wanted to use the beer because everybody's heard of beer.
Right.
That we can use that as a kind of a catalyst and a connector
Right.
to draw more people into kombucha. So as an example, we have our beers on draft. Somebody comes in and has heard of our beers and knows beer in general. So they have a beer. relax a little bit, and then it kind of opened up and like, what really is kombucha? I've never really heard of it, or it's a nice kind of connector to the kombucha. So they try it and they're like, oh, their eyes light up, and that's my favorite part, is seeing a person try kombucha for the first time, because it's an eye-opening experience. It really is. And they try it and they're like, oh my gosh, this is great. And then they end up leaving with a growler of it, or some bottles of it. And 20 minutes before they walked in, they had no idea what it was. And then then they're going over to Healthy Home Market, filling up growlers. It's just then after trying it, a lot of people are become hooked on it. And it's not an addictive thing. It's just a thing that makes you feel good, and you want more of it, really.
Honestly, I'll be sitting in my office, working away, typing, thinking about the show and who's going to be on, what we're going to do, and what's happening, and doing other marketing and media things for the Healthy Home Market. And somewhere in the day, I got to get over and get some kombucha. It really is something that makes you feel better, and you like that feeling.
Definitely.
And you make this connection between kombucha and beer in your company now, and it kind of prompts me to ask you. I remember, I think it was 2010. There was a lot of kombucha that was being pulled off the shelves.
Yeah.
There was some issue, and it had something to do with Lindsay Lohan, or
yeah.
What was that all about?
Well, there's always a bunch of rumors, but that rumor is that Lindsay told the police that she drank a kombucha and she got a DUI for it, so kombucha is fermented. It does have trace amounts of alcohol, but it's less than 0.5%. So you're talking, ours test out at like 0.15%. So it's almost like an unpasteurized juice.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I've even heard some things where Mountain Dew can potentially start to ferment and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting, kind of where we're going, and kind of going back to the tax on soda. There is talks of potentially taxing kombucha. Of course, if an industry starts thriving, 9 times out of 10, there's going to be some type of government tax on it.
That tax man,
So,
he shows up.
Uncle Sam, not going away.
Because there's actually a Kombucha Brewers Association, or international.
Kombucha. Yeah, it's based out of California. Kombucha. I think it's Kombucha Con or something like that. We did not attend last year. We might attend this year. It's out in California, so right now we are so busy that a trip out to Cali would be nice, but I don't know if it's doable at this moment with the new expansion. But hopefully in a couple of years we'll get out there. But I think they started up last year, was their first big meeting, and I think they're doing some really cool things. Yeah, they have the meeting out there, but they're also doing a lot of education for kombucha, and kind of taking kombucha to the next level. And we had there was a big thing at White Labs, which is a yeast company out in California, and they did a whole kombucha class for specifically the industry, kombucha brewers. I think there might have been home brewers on there maybe, but it was mostly like kombucha companies, that the yeast company out there that does a lot of analytics, helped educate even further, even the producers. So most of the stuff I knew, but there was always a couple tidbits that definitely always help out. So
that's pretty interesting, because it sounds like there is some kind of a standardization, and a real interest in staying healthy and keeping it to be, as a healthy drink, and not just going with a whole lot of knockoffs and ending up with something that isn't really all that beneficial.
Yeah, so, like we said before, it was one of those things initially where it's just, home brewed, and that's what it is. And really now that there's some monetary, value behind the market, you're going to get more analytics within the scientific field, with the production side, just all of that. So, kombucha is definitely becoming, standardized in some ways, which is good,
What's analytics, if somebody doesn't know, listening right
analytics
now?
is just analyzing your different processes, or your specific yeast strains, bacteria,
Gotcha.
all that. So just analyzing your process and product.
So I mean, your personal history is so interesting. I mean, I know that at one point you were working on an herb farm,
Hmm.
and you've kind of culled from a lot of different information and experiences
Hmm.
that led you to be this entrepreneur for Lenny Boy that's doing so well, and you're in over 50 cities in the South now. Lenny Boy Kombucha is. Obviously, as we've been saying, at the Healthy Home Market on tap. But
Hmm.
what's the journey been like? I mean, how did this all come about? And I mean, for people who
Yeah,
are interested
yeah,
in
definitely. Yeah,
entrepreneurial
so
effort.
I mean, honestly, the first experience I had with kombucha, me and a buddy went out to Oregon during college, and one of our other friends was living out there, and the market in California and on the West Coast in Colorado for kombucha is really high compared to the Southeast. We're getting there, but they're always a couple years ahead of us on
Mm-hmm.
trends.
Yeah.
So I went out there, and my buddy was making it, and I tried it for the first time, and I was just like, "Whoa, what is this?" I had the eye-popping moment that everybody experiences, trying it for the first time, and I really just got hooked on it, and went back to the East Coast, was drinking, what was in our local co-op in Wilmington. I went to UNCW for college, and was a business major and also environmental science major. So kind of meshed the two together with a business that supports local agriculture and has a green mentality, a
Of
yeah,
sustainability and
sustainability and just
sure.
an awareness of pollutants and trash and all that stuff. So we're at our
Right.
next facility, we're gonna get to the next level on solar panels and a couple other things to really drive the conscious thought of behind the brand of health, wellness, but also environmentally friendly attributes to the company. So.
That's so important. As someone like yourself who's been focused on organics for many years,
Hmm.
explain to us why that's particularly important now. How not only is it about eating, but also about buying organic food. How does that help our families and our communities, our nation, our country?
Yeah, so I feel like if there's a higher demand for organics and whatnot, then hopefully down the line the price, the volume goes up, so hopefully the price goes down a little bit. And that's what we're trying to do at Lenny Boy specifically, is at this next expansion we'll have more room to ferment more product, so we want to produce more, but we also want to drop our price down a little bit. You know 339, 329 is low for the kombucha
It
market.
is actually. There's
um,
others that are more expensive.
yeah, so we try and already, we come in being certified organic and one of the more affordable kombuchas already, but we really want to capture that next level of market, being some of those extra soda drinkers that, you can get a dollar soda or whatnot. We want to bring our price down just a little bit more so it's more accessible to more people. So
That's so
that's
great.
our goal.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people, you hear a lot of people talk about how sustainability, that's just a rich man's hobby. Uh, Connect the dots a little bit with the green movement, that it isn't just about solar panels, that it's also about food and how we make it and how we grow it.
Yeah, and that's why we love partnering with our local farms, because we know the farmer, we can see where it's grown, we know it's grown in a an ethical and really just a more natural environment. Being organic, there's not a lot of harsh pesticides. Um, there are some that are allowed, but they're very basic, um, agents that break down pretty easy, and we're talking like fish emulsion and stuff like that is
Yeah.
a natural product. It's not a chemical that Monsanto made or anything like that. So and you can kind of see it within Europe with everybody's outlawing GMOs over there, and organic is kind of just, that's the thing really. It's not really even per se labeled, but most of the stuff in Europe is grown non-GMO, a lot more sustainable practices. And really, going back to your question, organics, it's easier on the soil. It's less abrasive to the soil, so you're gonna have more minerals within your food than that are leached out into the soil. So your actual you're going to have a beet. Okay, so you got two beets. One that's grown, locally, organically, and then you have your one that's, grown conventionally in California. They might look like the same beet, but when you break it down on a molecular level and an enzyme level, your organic local beet is going to be way more beneficial for you. So that's where we get local beets and we do a fresh pressed juice, and our juicer doesn't oxidize the juice because oxygen will break down the enzyme content.
Mm-hmm.
So it literally it shreds the material, the beets or the produce, and then it presses it. So there's no oxygenation within it. So, and then we throw that right into the kombucha. So there's no oxygen that's really hitting it ever. So it's very high in enzyme count, and then it's in the kombucha. So.
Right. So what you're saying is basically that the local beet actually has more nutrients in it than getting it trucked thousands of miles over from the West Coast.
And yeah, definitely. And the enzyme count's going to be way higher, and the taste is going to be a lot better as well. I mean,
definitely.
And that's the biggest thing for us is for our product, we didn't want to have any conventional material in it, produce, anything like that, ingredients, just because we could honestly taste the difference.
Mm-hmm.
You might say, oh yeah, right, whatever, but really, for our brand and our product, it really made a difference, and literally since the beginning. So after college, kind of going back to the story, I went to college, and then after college went and lived on an organic farm outside of Asheville for a year, and there I learned the growing seasons and really networked with the farmers, so then I could apply that network and the seasons to the kombucha. So I knew what week strawberries came in. Persimmons are in North Carolina for like 2 weeks out of the year, so persimmons were just this fall. Just I knew exactly when I needed to call this farmer to get that produce.
That's fascinating.
So yeah, we went there, and then after that came back to Charlotte, and I never thought I would move back to Charlotte when I was in college, but Charlotte now is just rapidly evolving. It's still got that old town Charlotte feel, but there's just a lot of newbies in town, a lot of transients from the north, which also helps the kombucha because west and north, New York, Chicago, they're a little bit more cultured, no pun intended.
Okay, but
and that's bringing down. So you've got all these apartments going up, and all these people are from Baltimore, New York, Chicago, all that stuff. So the kombucha market is doing well in Charlotte.
Yeah, that's excellent. I am so glad and that you're here doing this really fine work. This is like art in a bottle, folks. Really, this is not as kombuchas go, this is up there at the very top. And
that's one of our taglines, the art of fermentation.
There you go. So. I love it. So stay with us. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Healthy Home Hour on Streets 103.3.
It's ho, ho, ho for the last of 2015, and nothing makes the holidays a success like an all-natural turkey with sides made from organic ingredients. Those other standard conventional foods just can't compare in flavor, nutrients, and complements. This is the year to get to the Healthy Home Market for real turkeys, plain or smoked. Have it your way, but order them now. And how about organic sweet potatoes with organic marshmallows? Ooh, it's so good. Try organic beans, carrots, and collards, and the right stuff for stuffing. With the Healthy Home Market, you can dig in to the taste of real food. Give Grandma a rest with City Girl pastries for a home-cooked apple or pumpkin pie. Get everything you need for a healthy holiday spread at the Healthy Home Market in Plaza Midwood, the Galleria Mall, or the Davidson store off I-77 at Exit 30. Check it out at healthyhomemkt.com. That's healthyhomemkt.com for a happy holiday for you and your family from our foodie family at the Healthy Home Market. Get healthy at the Healthy Home Market, your locally owned natural and specialty foods grocery store. Try new Fresh Daily Hot Bar with meats, fish, and veggies. Cool off with fresh juices, smoothies, and banana whips. Stay healthy with the Healthy Home Market.
Hey, we're back at you here with Towns Mosier of Lenny Boy Kombucha. I'm Holly Adams. We've been talking about the value of kombucha and how it alkalizes your blood, gives probiotics right into your body, and vitamin Bs, great for focus, great for stress, to have the right vitamin Bs. And of course, vitamin Bs aren't always accessible to everybody. There's kind of a genetic predisposition for some folks to not be able to metabolize vitamin Bs unless they're coenzymated. And so, having it in kombucha would probably, I would imagine it's food. So it's just going
Yeah.
right into your system.
Yeah, it's the delivery mechanism. It really is.
Yeah. So I got to ask you this question, which you probably get now and again, like, what about the name of your company? Is there a boy in your life named Lenny?
Yes, it's my dog.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
The Booch Pooch.
the Booch Pooch, if you want to call him that. So we've got another little tagline: man's best friend, both the beer, the Booch, and the dog. So Lenny Boy. But his name's Lennox, but we call him Lenny Boy. And we were sitting around one night, me and a couple buddies, and we were just really trying to rack our brain on what we wanted to call this company. And Lenny Boy just rolls off the tongue, and it just fit for our brand. So then our logo is a boy and a dog, kind of overlooking, life and deep in thought. So it's definitely a homegrown brand.
It's great, and that's a great story. And I can see you're actually wearing this cool hat with this logo on it, and I can see it now, Lenny. There you
Yep,
are. As
yep.
you're looking down, I can see a little bit better. So, well, big thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I really
yeah,
appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. It really is. It's great. And you got to get out there and try some Lenny Boy Kombucha. We got it on tap. Switch from beer. Switch from soda for sure. Get off the sodas right away and see what happens, to your waistline or your belt line, as Towns referred to it. Your energy level goes up. Your focus improves. And, of course, the big biggie is your digestion. As soon as you're improving your digestion, you're improving everything. So get to the Healthy Home Market in Plaza or at the Davidson store for a bottle, and you can try it on tap. You can get a growler, one of those big bottles that has kind of a cool stopper thing that you can keep refilling. And if you have any questions, you can send me a note at hadams@healthyhomemkt.com. So folks, pace yourself this Christmas and switch over. Try kombucha instead of some champagne. And come to the patio at the Plaza Midwood store for Lenny Boy. Until next week, I'll see you Sunday. Peace, you all. Peace out. This is your morning. Make it a good day on Streets 1033, Charlotte's new hip-hop station.
It's ho, ho, ho for the last of 2015, and nothing makes the holidays a success like an all-natural turkey with sides made from organic ingredients. Those other standard conventional foods just can't compare in flavor, nutrients, and complements. This is the year to get to the Healthy Home Market for real turkeys, plain or smoked. Have it your way, but order them now. And how about organic sweet potatoes with organic marshmallows? Ooh, it's so good. Try organic beans, carrots, and collards, and the right stuff for stuffing. With the Healthy Home Market, you can dig into the taste of real food. Give Grandma a rest with City Girl pastries for a home-cooked apple or pumpkin pie. Get everything you need for a healthy holiday spread at the Healthy Home Market in Plaza Midwood, the Galleria Mall, or the Davidson store off I-77 at Exit 30. Check it out at healthyhomemkt.com. That's healthyhomemkt.com for a happy holiday for you and your family from our foodie family at the Healthy Home Market. Get healthy at the Healthy Home Market, your locally owned natural and specialty foods grocery store. Try new Fresh Daily Hot Bar with meats, fish, and veggies. Cool off with fresh juices, smoothies, and banana whips. Stay healthy with the Healthy Home Market.
Hey, we're back at you here with Towns Mosier of Lenny Boy Kombucha. I'm Holly Adams. We've been talking about the value of kombucha and how it alkalizes your blood, gives probiotics right into your body, and vitamin B's, great for focus, great for stress, to have the right vitamin B's. And of course, vitamin B's aren't always accessible to everybody. There's kind of a genetic predisposition for some folks to not be able to metabolize vitamin B's unless they're coenzymated. And so, having it in kombucha would probably, I would imagine it's food, so it's just going right into your system.
Yeah, it's the delivery mechanism. It really is.
Yeah. So I got to ask you this question, which you probably get now and again, like, what about the name of your company? Is there a boy in your life named Lenny?
Yes, it's my dog.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
The Booch Pooch.
the Booch Pooch, if you want to call him that. So we've got another little tagline: man's best friend, both the beer, the booch, and the dog. So Lenny Boy. But his name's Lennox, but we call him Lenny Boy. And we were sitting around one night, me and a couple buddies, and we were just really trying to rack our brain on what we wanted to call this company. And Lenny Boy just rolls off the tongue, and it just fit for our brand. So then our logo is a boy and a dog, kind of overlooking, life and deep in thought. So it's it's definitely a homegrown brand.
That's great, and that's a great story. And I can see you're actually wearing this cool hat with the logo on it, and I can see it now, Lenny. There you are. As you're looking down, I can see a little bit better. So, well, big thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. It really is. It's great. You got to get out there and try some Lenny Boy kombucha. We got it on tap. Switch from beer. Switch from soda for sure. Get off the sodas right away and see what happens, to your waistline or your belt line, as Towns referred to it. Your energy level goes up. Your focus improves. And, of course, the big biggie is your digestion. As soon as you're improving your digestion, you're improving everything. So get to the Healthy Home Market in Plaza or at the Davidson store for a bottle, and you can try it on tap. You can get a growler, one of those big bottles that has kind of a cool stopper thing that you can keep refilling. And if you have any questions, you can send me a note at hadams@healthyhomemkt.com. So folks, pace yourself this Christmas and switch over. Try kombucha instead of some champagne. And come to the patio at the Plaza Midwood store for Lenny Boy. Until next week, I'll see you Sunday. Peace, you all. Peace out. This is your morning. Make it a good day on Streets 103.3, Charlotte's new hip-hop station.
Pay it forward and restore yourself by making the healthy choices for you and your family, and enjoy life with the Healthy Home Market. Feel the goodwill and own great health. Check it out at healthyhomemkt.com. That's healthyhomemkt.com for store locations, details, and discounts. Get the best of God's green blue earth at the Healthy Home Market.